You know, I often think back to that day. It was Friday's 7th period, the slowest hour of the week. Spring was in the air and we all had one thing on our minds. Spring break was starting in just a couple of hours. We were in calculus. Our teacher was a great guy. He knew teaching was useless at that point, so he just gave up on derivatives and put on a brand logo quiz. We were laughing, shouting out answers, totally relaxed. I remember that exact second. My friend had just yelled out, "Adidas!" And before we could even finish laughing, the intercom on the wall crackled to life. It was the dean. But it wasn't his usual boring tone. He sounded frantic when he said, "This is not a drill, teachers. Go into lockdown." It hit us like a physical blow. I felt the goosebumps crawl up my arms. Our calm teacher turned pale. He bolted for the lights and the room went dark. He ushered us into the back corner, away from the door's line of sight. We sat on the floor pressed against each other. The only thing you could hear was our breathing. And then, the power went out. The hum of the AC just stopped. That was the scariest part. We knew then. This was real. About 3 minutes in, we heard him. First, just a noise at the end of the hall. Then, a scream, a raw, inhuman shriek. Someone was running down the hallway, slamming their fists into the metal lockers with incredible force. It sounded like a sledgehammer. "I'll kill you all! Do you hear me? Every single one of you!" The voice screamed. 2 girls next to me started crying silently. I saw my teacher's hands shaking as he put a finger to his lips, begging us not to make a sound. The banging on the lockers stopped right outside our wall. A second of silence, and then a massive blow hit our door. The handle started shaking violently. Bang! Bang! He was throwing his entire weight against it. "Open up!" he shrieked, like his lungs were on fire. One of the girls couldn't take it and let out a small cry. My heart just died in that moment. He heard her. He started raging even harder. I looked at that thin classroom door and thought, is this it? Is this how it ends? In a calculus room because of some lunatic? It felt like forever before he finally moved on. We heard his screams and laughter slowly fade away as he headed toward the other wing. 10 minutes later, the dean came back on. He said a mentally unstable man had breached the building and assaulted the receptionist. We were told to stay locked in and keep teaching while the police finished their sweep. But the real horror came the next morning. You know what we found out? When the police said the building was clear, he was still there. A night janitor found him late that evening. The guy was sleeping in a storage closet. And this isn't just rumor. The police found a loaded .44 Magnum in his jacket pocket. He was sleeping just a few hallways away from us the whole time. He managed to slip away before the cops could grab him after the janitor raised the alarm. I still don't know if they ever caught him. But you know, every time I hear a sudden knock or a scream on the street, I'm right back there, in that dark corner. That last Friday before spring break,